We're live.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, what I saw and heard of it.
So you didn't see all of it?
I mean, I was.
Did you see it or not?
I was doing things, and it was playing.
How dare you, sir?
So you had Alien in the background?
Uh-huh.
For a first time watch? That's crazy.
I mean, I could have just gone over to Matt's and let him talk the whole time.
Hey, it would have been better than you not paying attention at all.
I was paying attention.
You know, it's
Just
quite
not wholly.
ironic that I literally spent, 2.5 hours just watching these YouTube deep dives into the whole Alien franchise.
Yeah.
Like Easter eggs and, cutscenes and things like that, and time frames and how Weyland Yutani is actually connected to Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I'd never heard that before. I thought that was kind of interesting. When they explained what it was, I'm like, oh, yeah, I get it. I totally understand. It's amazing. And then I watched
like they're connected by like staffing or cinematically.
Canonically. So
they're
like
in the same
in
world?
universe.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
universe. Yeah, cinema.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Because, I mean, Blade Runner's set, I think, 5 years ago. 2019, I think, is when Blade Runner set.
That's disturbing.
Yeah.
The grim dark future of 4 years ago.
Yeah, right.
I mean, 2020 was a pretty rough year.
Pretty rough.
That's true. It did.
Especially for
It did lead to
replicants.
something. What's up, Coward?
I was
your name
looking
changed?
through some files for some music that we were playing, and we couldn't find the right parts. They were in the wrong key, and so I started going through my Google Drive, and I was like, oh, there they are. They were from 4 years ago. It's like, and it was in 2020. I was like, it feels like both further away and closer at the same time than 4 years should have been.
Yeah, 2020 was a black hole of a year, that's for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't 4 years ago. It was an eternity ago, and it skipped 5 years.
Mike, are you passing something quickly in front of your camera?
That was
Grandpappy
my
cried.
hand because I was coughing.
No. I thought I saw something go like this.
It did look like your camera was flashing a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that.
It's in the room with me.
Oh man.
It was probably my glass of Coke.
This is like the first time we've been together, like all at once since before the holidays. So we took a good month off, and then we had one day where Rachel, you couldn't make it, and then we had to miss another. So it's been a long time since we've all been in the same room together.
Let's see. I have the 4th of December.
Sounds about right.
You get anything good for
$50
Christmas?
for it.
Who'd you ask?
Yes.
My graduation was my Christmas present,
Hooray.
and my birthday, and
got a piece of bacon.
Thanksgiving, and like all the above.
For the next 2 years.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I got a copy of the board game Dune Imperium.
Dune Imperium.
Which one is that one? I'm pretty sure I've played it, but there are many Dune games out.
It's deck building and worker placement.
Yep.
So it is very good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I played it twice. I lost once in a solo game, which is great because when there's only one player, it's good to be the loser. And then I won a multiplayer full complement of 4-player game.
Nice.
So the only person that could beat you is yourself. Understand?
I think there's something in that for all of us.
Yep.
Wait, you played solo against yourself playing with other 3 people? Or are those 2 different games?
No, 2 different games.
Okay.
So I played solo and lost, and then played against other people and won. So the game is smarter than my friends. It's basically. Although to be fair to them, it was my second game. Yeah, Rachel's gone.
She's meepled.
She was like, June, I'm out.
Yeah, what's this June crap?
she's turned into a cat in the distance.
I'm sure she'll be back.
It's fine. The
Uh,
we got a Labyrinth board game. Labyrinth. The name of
Like
the game is
The Labyrinth?
No, the name of the game is Labyrinth, not
Oh.
the movie The Labyrinth. No,
So
Labyrinth.
far, I am less excited, but go on.
It's a tile like maze game. It's younger targeted, but you lay out a grid of tiles that are basically like dungeon tiles, and every turn you slide one tile into the maze, and you pop one off the other side, and you're attempting. You've got a little deck of cards of treasure you're seeking, and so you're trying to make a path to your treasure.
I've got.
Was there-
I'm trying to find. I'll let go ahead and talk, Mac. I'm trying to find this game that is kind of like that, but it's cooperative, and that we've really enjoyed it. I just can't remember what it's called.
Well, I was going to ask if there was hand juggling.
Here we go.
Yes.
It is called The Night Cage, and
oh, yeah.
on your turn, you basically can like follow a path and into like unknown areas, and the path behind you disappears. So like you're aware of everything orthogonally, I think, but once you take a step in any of those directions, then you lose a tile because you're not within like eyesight of it. Basically the timing mechanic of it is like your candle is burning low, and so you're navigating by placing these tiles to try to find keys, and you have to get all of the keys to this one door, and then everybody has to get to that door before you're just stuck in the void of space forever or some such like that. It's pretty fun.
Sounds kind of
I hate
stressful.
when that happens.
What what was the name of it? The what cage?
The Night Cage
The the Knigget or
with a no Kniggets.
okay. Also, I do not need to type while the OBS window is active because there will be unknown results from keyboard shortcuts.
Keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah.
Rachel's computer decided to restart, so she'll be right back.
A likely story.
Today's stream brought to you by Microsoft Windows Update.
Windows Update. Disrupting your Twitch stream since forever.
Since about 37 seconds ago. Okay, so the Night Cage. It says it's a spooky. Well, it's cut off and it's not loading. A spooky
It's just a spooky.
cooperative strategy.
It's just a spooky.
Yeah, I mean, it's got like these little monster things in it, but I mean, it's just tiles. Another cool maze game is a game called Tsuro, spelled Tsuro.
Love Zero.
And you're just trying to, I think it's been a long time since I played that one, but I think the object of the game is to stay on the board by placing tiles and maneuver everybody else off. And so you have to follow paths that are laid out for you. I remember that one being pretty neat. I must have played that, I mean, like 8-9 years ago now. I hope it's that old.
Yeah, it is. I kind of wish there was a deluxe version of Zero. Like, I want one that's made of marble or something. Like,
Yeah.
because it is a really pretty looking game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the game pieces are pretty.
I want a stone one.
That would be special edition with semi-precious stones as the game pieces.
Yeah.
If you wanted an interesting roll and write maze-ish game, there's one called Dungeon Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Where you basically put these dice into this cool like peripheral house thing. You shake them up, and then it lays out this grid of, I don't remember if it's 4x4 or 5x5 dice, and like a timer starts, and using the resources that you have with your character, you have to navigate through the maze as quick as you can. And then if you're the first one finished, you like grab this token. And then you check your route after everybody's done to make sure that you had the resources to get out. It's really cool. That one's a fun game.
It's
I
interesting.
think that one, that's not WizKids. That's it might be WizKids.
The last board game I played, and it's
Quiz Kids.
probably been about 2-3 years, was Diplomacy.
Oh, yeah.
And
Do you still
that's-
talk to those people?
we actually all had a lot of fun.
How much
so people
alcohol
would-
was involved?
Very little. You can't really know with that game.
No.
You will lose track. Like you got to. I don't know if you ever played before, but it's rounds are in like half years.
Okay.
So you've got to write down your entire move list for the half year, and then everybody turns it in all at once, because like it's. I think it's World War II, based on World War II. But so all the movement deploys go at the same time, and if two bounce, then neither happen, or it's and all this stuff. But the diplomacy comes is when you go to somebody and like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. So if you don't do that, and like you go to each person, then that's the whole point, is to like negotiate your deployment movements and lie
Yeah,
sometimes.
If you send your forces into France, then I'll come in from the other side and we'll take out the French player. But then inevitably, like at some point in the game, in order to win, you're probably lying to somebody.
Yeah, you have to.
And so they send their troops where you agreed, and you just come in the back door and completely like cut off all their supply lines and take them out. So it is a friendship destroying game. It is fun if you can go into it with the right attitude, but you definitely need to be aware that like it should be called betrayal. Diplomacy is one angle of it, but at some point, betrayal must happen in order for somebody to win.
Okay.
And you got to ease into it, because if you lie to somebody on round one, it's not ever going to happen.
No one believes you for
right?
the rest of the game.
Yeah.
There's a really good browser-based game called Neptune's Pride. I don't know if anybody's played Neptune's Pride. That has a similar feel, and it's a real-time strategy game that plays out slowly. So, like, you give orders to ships, and it will take them 24 hours of real time to get to where they're going. So you play it out over a period of months.
This is one of those games.
And you kind of log in every day and check what's going on and go, okay, well, they look like they're massing troops on our border, so I'm just going to put some troops over there just in case. And then you move everything up there, and then there's this like tense standoff for a while, and then they move all their troops off because they were busy doing something else, and you're like, well, now all my troops are here, and they're right on the border, and it's unprotected. And so you dive in and take that planet, and then discover that outside of your field of vision that you couldn't see, they had surrounded
An armada.
troops. Yeah, so like they've led you into this trap, and when you join a game, you get you get assigned a random color, and you pick an avatar, and you get assigned a name. So in theory, as long as you don't tell anybody in real life who you're playing in the game, they don't know. So the only communication you can do is through the app to like send missives to each other and be like, "Hey, friend, like you're right on the border. Maybe we should declare a truce and exchange some technologies. I'll give you my cool banking technology if you give me thermonuclear weapons." And they're like, "Sure."
Have you finished the game?
Yes, a couple. It's been a blast every time.
Oh, sounds interesting.
I had some apartment mates or apartment complex mates, our next door neighbors, that wrote something similar, and I think it was called the Dust Settles maybe, but it was a round based game where you would enter the commands, and I played it a few times, but there were these people that had super optimized all the turns, and so they could they could win very easily if you didn't know what to look for. But the prevailing idea was when you would join for the first time, people would be like, "Hey, welcome, yeah." And if you were, I think like the first 2 weeks in game, no one would attack you. Like it was just kind of, it was just like, we're gonna let you learn the game for a little bit, and then we'll destroy you. But
and then we'll murder you.
Hey, Jamie,
It's
Rachel's
like,
not on the stream.
Oh, is she back?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Rachel.
Unmeeple her, please.
Like,
De-meeple.
Welcome back.
All right, where's the button that does this? so I don't have to. Okay, there
What's the line from The Princess Bride? I just don't want you to die embarrassed. I want you to feel like you're doing well.
That's a movie I need to watch again soon.
I love that movie.
we go.
That's a great
classic.
movie. So,
That and,
Yep.
There you go.
no, that and what?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Those are
Oh,
probably
yeah.
two of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah. Donkey Shane.
I have seen both of those movies. One of them I've seen multiple times.
Which one?
Princess Bride.
I guess
Both are good
so.
answers. I was just curious.
I mean it.
There's no wrong answer there.
So, since we did a recap last time, I don't feel like we really need to do a recap this time. Sound pretty fair?
Recap
just
the
like-
recap.
Get right into
Oh,
it. All right, you're in Red Gorge. You've won the Red Gorge fight, the brawl, the siege on Red Gorge. You did some stuff last time, or last time we played. You did some stuff to try to get an idea of what's going on, to set things up in Red Gorge for later. I can't hear myself. That drives me crazy.
yeah, I can
That's
hear you
right.
too.
Good. Got the Half-Orcs in line. They're helping out. The thing that I think we left off on, though, was Alma was going to do some divination stuff. And I don't think we ever got to that, if I'm not mistaken. I think you did do a Speak with Dead with the Blue Duke,
The former Blue Duke.
the former Blue Duke. And I don't think you've done anything else. Does that sound right? I don't remember.
Sounds right.
Okay. So, what else were you wanting to do? Doesn't have to
Well,
be
I
you,
mean-
Alma, but like the royal you.
Yes, it does.
Like, yes, you, Alma.
No, it doesn't. Well, I think there was kind of some group questions that I'm happy to ask. When we, right?
Yeah. We never found the staff, right, Alakast, and
Correct.
we need to determine A, do we need it, and B, how do we find it?
I think
And maybe where does that portal in the corner go? Maybe like a question.
I've got. I thought. Well, I guess I didn't. I thought I put up the cauldron map. Nope, I didn't do that correctly. Let's do that.
Throw it up.
Throw up.
Hi.
It just seems more. Seems less brutal.
Then the piles of
The littered bodies. It gives me flashbacks from the boathouse. Just piles and piles of bodies. So during the recap, you guys did discuss, I think briefly, or maybe after, but you were talking about how long it would take to go back down or upriver and through the jungle and to Grandma's house to look for the staff.
Yes.
And
then it would be too long.
yeah, it would take you at least a day to go upriver and a day or two to get through the jungle. It'd be easier and quicker this time because you've done it before. You know the path. So all that being said, to get there would take about 3 days. And if you wanted to use like the teleportation stuff to get back, of course, you can't really guarantee that the portal will be open on the other side, the sandy side, the desert side. If you choose to go that way, or just come back the way of the jungle, which will probably take you 2 days back because you're, going downhill and downriver. So all told, if you went straight there to the caverns, immediately found what you needed, grabbed it, and came back, it would be at least 5 days.
Okay.
You think? Good estimation.
Great.
And we were thinking that we shouldn't be gone for that long because there was an assassination in Cauldron, correct? Isn't that part of why we wanted to hustle back?
So Jenya sent Alma that message during the fight to let you know that the Lord Mayor had been assassinated. They found the body literally that morning. So the fight was yesterday. So yesterday you heard from Jenya and she said, hey, the Lord Mayor's been killed. I'm not really sure how that happened, or not sure. We think it was assassinated, but we're not sure who did it. And Lord Vilantru has taken over the running of the city until further arrangements can be made officially.
Okay.
She also said that the city was under martial law.
Right.
I think that's pretty much all she's given you so far.
Great. So, on the list, I would say, who ordered the Lord Mayor killed?
Okay.
If it can be a more complex question, maybe if the Lord Mayor was assassinated, who ordered it?
Okay.
I don't know. I think those are both the same question. So
Yeah, I think so too.
So, is this going to be your commune with nature to talk to Baori?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna do it yet because I'm not exactly sure. Because I have like 4 questions.
Okay. Remember, you can cast it every day. So if
That's
it,
true.
you cast it in the morning and then wait till the next morning, because it's good. Even if you headed back right now, it'd take you a little over a day to get back to Cauldron on the way you came.
Okay. And I guess my question to just like everybody is like, it's like, do we need the staff to do what? Because we could probably do a lot of stuff without a staff.
the
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the diva, the deva, the whatever. She said that we needed the staff. We had to have the staff, or I don't remember what she said about it. I know she said where it was.
She said you needed it,
We needed it. Okay.
but that was also why you were in the jungle heading to find
Thorton.
Nepthoriton and God, all I want to say is
Percival?
Elric. Yeah, Alec,
Yeah.
not Elric.
I
Alec.
mean, it may have been, maybe she was just saying, hey, this staff would be really good against Nabthorton.
Right. That's what I guess that's what I'm wondering is like, I feel like it needs to be more specific. Like, do we need a staff to do like to what end?
To disrupt the ritual. And that's the other thing is we know the cage rights are getting ready to do their ritual. So if we can get some information about that, that might help.
Oh yeah, where's the ritual being held?
Hey, Baori, need anything from Red Gorge?
Hey, Baori, is this dress gold and black or blue and black?
Now we'll finally know.
And how are you? I always ask you for things and I never give back. How are you doing?
That's what Cowart said in the Twitch chat. Anyone ever just asked Baori how
I
they're going?
didn't see that. Yeah. We're on the
Every
same
day.
wavelength.
That's good.
Okay, so it's what is it? Contact of the plane, or remind me what the spell is. I know what it is, but I don't really remember what it is.
Commune?
Just a second.
Is it commune?
I don't.
Mhm.
Question mark.
It is.
Baori, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué, Baori?
Donde está Baori? And the extent of my French is Je suis un Baori.
Yeah, so it's commune, so I can ask them 3 questions, and we kind of have talked about this, but it says that can be answered with yes or no, and it says that I receive a correct answer for each question.
Okay. And I've been
Yeah.
giving a bit more than yes and no.
Because you're a
But
benevolent GM.
yes.
Mhm.
But I may use yes or no's as a DM tactic to not give you too much information. But I probably won't. I hate doing that shit. So, is the 3 questions is that just a flat number, or is that based on your level?
It's up to 3 questions that can be answered.
Okay.
It starts getting weird if I cast it 2 or more times before my next long rest, but I haven't really done that yet. There's a 25% chance for each casting after the first that I get no answer at all.
Okay.
But I haven't tried that, and
But it's
likely
not.
won't.
It's not a wrong answer. She just doesn't. She's like, all right, you bugged me enough today. Call me tomorrow.
It's just
Do
nothing.
do do.
Yeah.
We're sorry. The deity you're trying to reach is
My
unavailable.
social battery's drained.
Yeah.
She's recharging.
Theory's on break.
Please deposit
Okay,
10,000
so
gold.
the 3 questions that I have is: do we need the staff to disrupt the ritual? Yes.
I would yes, I think so.
Let me know
Okay,
when you're asking me.
Okay, yeah. Matt, don't answer. Where's
Okay.
the ritual being held?
I think so.
And who ordered the Lord Mayor killed?
Yes.
Yeah, 2/3 of those aren't yes or no questions, but
Yes. Okay.
Yes, but they're in line with things that we've asked before.
Does the murderer of the Lord Mayor's name begin with a P?
we'll pick up with
It'll
you.
only take us a month to.
Oh no!
It'll take us a month to figure out one letter. And in like a year, we'll have this
I
sorted.
don't know. Binary search. So is the first letter of the name of the person that ordered the kill higher than M or lower than M?
Yes.
Binary search. Sorry, programming.
Rachel's gone again.
Bayori doesn't know binary. Go ahead, Alma.
I think we lost Alma.
Rachel is gone. Barry is displeased.
She has been smoted.
You're asking, do you need the staff Alacast in order to stop the ritual? No, you don't.
Wait, can you hear Rachel?
No, she is not in a
No, you don't.
video ninja call.
I'll do it in Bayori voice, like it's like chogging the mic.
Okay.
No, the only reason we needed Alicast is because the terrain was a bit rough, and like a walking stick would have been helpful.
Yeah.
Kind of balancing as we're going up the terrain.
Yeah. There'll
where-
be a high wire act later, and having a balanced pole would have been very helpful.
Tell me, I'm sorry, ask me the question again.
Where is the cage rights ritual taking place was one of the questions.
Cauldron.
Oh, it's
Useful.
convenient.
I mean, we were already going there.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then the third question was who ordered the Lord Mayor to be killed?
Cage rights.
K-Trax?
The cage rights.
The cage rights. The cage rights.
Cage rights. Thanks, Barry, I guess.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Who here can hear and see Rachel?
I can in the video ninja, but not on Twitch. She's just meepled on Twitch.
I can't see her at all in Video Ninja.
Okay, I've got her. I can hear and see you, Rachel, in video, but not on in the Ninja, but not on Twitch. Can you hear?
Cowart, can you hear Rachel?
I guess
Sometimes I
God.
still hear her voice.
Video Ninjas is our Zoom.
Yeah, Zoom.
It's an implementation detail.
No, not at all. Okay.
Okay, so
Let
Fix it.
me-
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
yeah.
Hold, please.
So speaking of the Alien franchise, I watched Aliens 3 last week.
Oh yeah.
It is deeply flawed.
Have you seen the I guess the unedited,
Yes.
the long
The
version.
assembly cut. No, so unfortunately, although the Alien Queen is a Disney princess now, none of the Alien movies are the extended edition on Disney streaming.
Well, I've got it, and I would let you borrow it, but I get on Blu-ray.
Get over.
I think I have it too. Here's the fun thing. I worked in a video library for like 10 years, so I own like 200 DVDs. I don't have a DVD player. There is nothing in my house that I can play a DVD on.
How much is a DVD? I don't know. I mean,
$20.
It's not enough for that to be a blocker.
what about your
It's just a-
computer? Yeah.
Nope. There's
No.
no optical drive on the computer. What would I need one for?
The Sims.
Okay.
DVD. Wow.
So
Playing DVDs.
So I've managed to get Rachel back. Sort
Yay.
of. Like she's on Twitch. I need a sound off again. Who all can see her and hear her?
Yay.
Hello.
No from you, Mike.
Nothing for me.
Okay.
Do you want me to leave and rejoin Video Ninja?
No. Here, I'm gonna send you a link, Mike, that you can open in a separate tab. This is the Rachel exclusive channel. So there.
A direct line?
Yeah, it's a direct.
How exciting.
It's her feed. So each one of you technically are on a window, but the Video Ninja collects them together so that we can see everybody. But for some reason, it's dropped from the room that we were in originally.
That page does not load for me, which probably explains why I can't see and hear Rachel in the main Video Ninja thing.
Welcome to episode 105, guys.
I mean,
Sorry to
one
cause
with
so
the
many
technical
problems. I feel like this
difficulties.
is my
the
fault.
one with the technical difficulties.
Oh, wait.
It's not your fault. It's computer faults.
Wait, I can hear Rachel.
Yay!
Woo!
And Cowart, the Twitch stream, you can hear everybody?
He said that he could hear and see Rachel just a second ago.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
But
good.
not now.
All good.
Yeah, I can hear and see you. I think everybody can now.
Can we hear you and see you, Rachel?
Can
Okay.
you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Cowart says
Yes.
everything is good now.
Okay. All right.
Sound
Okay.
and video.
All right. Good.
Even the
Uh,
volume's good. Oh,
even
that's
the
I
okay.
don't know what that was about.
Edit point. Just kidding. We don't do editing.
Got that out.
1, 2, 3, clap.
Oh,
Yep. Okay.
oh, PTSD. Oh my god. So real quick, I used to do all the editing, majority of the editing for College Shot, right?
Mhm.
And at first, when we were just starting and trying to figure everything out, our wires would be wound up and laying on top of each other, which would cause interference. It was kind of like just a staticky, tap, tap, tap,
Yep.
tap, like every once in a while. I swear I spent about 4 hours on 3 or 4 different episodes until we figured out the problem, trying to edit out and minimize as much of the popping as I could.
Oh,
So
man.
I was stopping like every second and trying to just delete the pops
spikes.
in the holy crap. So anyway, yeah.
Audio editing is one of those fabulous jobs that if you do it right, no one will know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so the third question was, did I answer
You
it
answered
already?
it already.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. So, Rachel, how much of
I heard
nonsense
everything.
Did you hear? Okay, good. Moving on.
Okay. And just for me, because I was tinkering with something. Cauldron is where the
Cage Rights ritual
co-
is going to take place.
where the ritual is.
Nope.
The
The
cage
question
rights-
where is the cage right ritual taking place?
Yes.
Not going to
The
take
answer
place.
was Cauldron.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. And it's Cauldron.
There's a big difference.
And then the first question's answer was, do we need the staff? The answer was
Not to stop the ritual.
not to stop the ritual. Okay.
Sorry, Jamie, you don't get the fancy stick.
Dang it. I was hoping for a new steak.
Shtick.
It's a great stick.
Yeah. It's an anti-Nebthoriton stick.
It has just become a post game content.
Yep. Side quest.
The quest for Neb Thuragon.
All right. Is that all of our divineness that we were wanting to do?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I did have a thought about speaking with Dead.
We did do one of those.
And yeah,
We-
do you have the notes for that conversation?
Yep. What's your name? I've had several. Terra Gothmanon was the answer. Why were you calling yourself the Blue Duke? I was the Blue Duke. What changed your appearance? I was possessed by Terra Gothmanon. How did you get here? I was possessed, sent out, possessed again, and ended up here. And then who sent you? Master Zelketh, Viceroy of Earth, Elder Bishop to Asmodeus. Is that the one you wanted? That's the
Yeah, that's the one.
Yep, that was to speak with Dead with
Yeah.
the ex-Blue Duke.
the Duke previously blue.
The symbol.
And that's a one-time cast per subject, or is that something that you
Per
can cast per week? Okay.
Right? I think once you cast it, you can't cast it on the same subject for a week.
Okay. All right. We don't have time. We don't have
At
a time
that time,
to
they're
wait.
just gross. You don't want to cast it on them anyway.
Just dragging it around.
Unless you do, is it like Gentle Repose? What's the D&D spell where you can kind of
Yep.
like,
That's it.
Anti-
Chop the head off and repose it.
Yeah, anti-stink.
yeah.
Did Fairzon? I have a thread of a memory about Fairzon taking the body and and prepping it and burying it in some sort of ritual way. Was that a thing that I did, or anyone remember that?
It's not in my notes.
Recall you doing that now.
I was thinking it was like a vignette thing, but I couldn't remember. Okay, well,
yeah,
and
I can't remember.
yeah, in that case, Fairzon would have taken, because he recognizes this guy, right? I can't remember if we established that.
Yeah, you did finally recognize him because you took. I mean, you took his loot, so you
Yeah.
stripped him down, and once you did finally recognize him as a Goliath from your tribe.
Okay.
But weird, like distorted, and all right. So I detest even asking this question, but have you seen Lost Boys?
Yes.
Is that the one with Emilio Estevez?
He's asking Jamie.
Yeah. No. Emilio Estevez is not in that.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah. And the Corys.
Kiefer's in there.
The
Corey,
Corys.
the Feldman, the Hames.
I
And
remember this reference. I remember you bringing this up, and no, I have not seen it.
Rachel, have you seen Lost Boys?
Yes, I've seen The Lost Boys.
Okay. Well, it won't be
Twice.
lost on you. Twice. Wow.
Show
So
off.
you know the mom's boyfriend, right? He's the nice guy. He's blah blah blah, and then you see him vamped out. How he's got like the dark red, all and the stuff. That's kind of the difference you get between what this, and it means nothing to you, Jamie, because you haven't seen the movie, and I did give a major spoiler, but you've had 88 years to see it, so. That's kind of what you're seeing. You've got this Goliath that you grew up with. He's part of your tribe, but his face is deformed. His legs got that backwards thing, like that dog leg. A little bit bigger than you remember, more sinewy with muscle. So definitely some sort of change. And
Okay.
considering the Speak with Dead, where he was possessed and then possessed and all that stuff.
Yeah.
leads
He's
to
been
that.
working out.
His face.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
It's okay.
because he's not he's not going to wait a week because we've got to go. He would go ahead and do the traditional kind of funeral rites that his people do, and lay him to rest, preferably on top of a hill.
So have you seen Buffy the
Yeah, when Spike and all those guys.
Okay,
they
there
get
we
angry.
go.
Yeah.
You're right. Good
Amen.
call. Should have gone with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Okay. Anyway, yes, you're going to do funeral rites for this this Goliath.
Cousin.
Yes.
So I would assume that he would do something like in the middle of the night, with stars present. He would say a few words, and then he would bury him at night under the stars. So on top of a hill.
Okay.
But then I guess we should get going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heading
Distance
back-
is not going to
Oh,
cover
Cauldron.
itself.
It's true.
Cue the Muppet Walk.
As the Spectro flies, we got a day and a half.
Okay. So you load up and you head out of Red Gorge on your way back to Cauldron. Yes?
Yes.
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 Yay. All right. You head back.
Mhm.
Weather's nice, not having any problems. You're on the trail. You go a night and a day. No incident. You stay overnight on the trail. The only thing that you really see a difference in, and you can stop and talk to them, is there are a lot of people on the road coming away from Cauldron towards Red Gorge. And when I say a lot, I don't mean like a mass exodus, like the whole city is dumping out. But when you originally came here just a week ago,
Mm-hmm.
it was just light traffic. Now it's a lot of people with carts, like their lives are with them. They've looked like they've uprooted and are leaving Cauldron. I'd say probably 15 different groups, families or merchants or just various different people, even clergymen getting
We don't-
out of.
We don't see a taco cart, do we?
No.
Coward
You
is
pay
still
him
in Cauldron.
way too well for him to leave.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Maybe the murder basement has remained untouched by the military presence.
Can always hope. So you come up to Cauldron.
As we're walking, I guess Farazan will ask the 17th family that we passed, what news of Cauldron?
Oh, it's just gotten awful there. Rent is out of control. The taxes have raised. We can't afford it. They've declared martial law. The whole city is in chaos. Half-orcs are pretty much everywhere at this point, taken over as guards. There's not as many as there used to be, but there's quite a few. It's just not the same Cauldron that we moved to 10 years ago.
Yeah. He'll ask, who is in charge?
I don't feel like anybody is, but I heard since the Lord Mayor died in his sleep, the Lord Valanchu's taken over.
All right, so it just seems like everything is confirmed. So, okay.
And you can pretty much get the same story from merchants.
Mhm.
The clergy, you don't really recognize any of them. Not like it's major clergy. Like you don't see Jenya or
Yeah.
any of the Iverson from the Cord Temple. You don't see them, but you see it would be like, I guess, deacons in a church or that kind of thing. People that are really frequent flyers in the church or spend a lot of time or are a part of it, but not at the upper levels.
They have to
Even
make their
there,
own
they-
robes.
Kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, just really devout worshipers. And it's in various churches from Cauldron, except for Weejoss. And none of the clergy were Weejoss men, women, whatever. And anytime, if you talk to them at all, you're asking why they're leaving. The clergymen are actually leaving because the Weejassians are basically taking over the city as far as religious goes. I mean, they're not like militantly taking over. It's just that they've injected so much money and spent so much money in the city. They've literally rebuilt their temple overnight, like through magic, obviously. But the temple's now the largest building in the entire Cauldron. It's a spire now, just little pet, kind of like it's almost like petty complaints about another religion that's just it's not my religion and it's all you hear about anymore. And I want to go somewhere where I practice in peace, that kind of thing.
So it seems kind of like Lord Valantru and his half-orc militia are intentionally tanking Cauldron so that people will willfully leave so that they can have it for whatever the ritual is going to be, and possibly the Temple of Ouijas is involved in it somehow.
At the very least,
Thinking
they're
out
taking
loud.
advantage of it.
I'm assuming you're not asking the people on the road that, right?
No, I'm thinking out.
Okay.
I'm
That's what I
thinking out loud to the
Yeah,
people at the
yeah.
table.
Okay.
I mean, as far as we're concerned, everything we've seen Valantru do has been positive. So it's entirely possible he's inherited a terrible situation and is doing his best with it.
True.
Yeah. Right.
Although, do we have a connection between Valantru and the Half-Orcs? I don't remember.
I might be confusing the names because I came in kind of late. Is Valantru the patron guy that you guys have?
Yeah. He's the one that's
Okay.
always been. He paid for our room and board. He's the one that stood up for us in the
At the banquet.
the ball.
Maybe he makes a better independent financier than he does a city government official. What's the name of the
It'll be the
guy
first time.
who's running the militia, the
Skellerang.
Skellerang?
Skellerang.
That's who I was thinking about.
Oh,
He is now the captain, Sir Skellering.
yeah, Sir
So Skellerang, yeah.
Tercion.
Tercion Skellering. It was kind of hard because it's Alec Tercival and Tercion Skellering, so those names got a little
Yeah.
hard to keep distinguished. And I think Mike, you asked if Valantru had any kind of connection. The only connection right now, or had there ever been, was he invested in the city, and now he's essentially running the city. So
Yeah.
that would be his connection right now.
Did he have any connections to the Temple of Ouijas? Do we know what his religious background or favor was?
Never came up.
I don't think we do know that. Do we know what from memory, the domains of Ouijas are like death and dying, right? Like they were the people that were having the 2-for-1 sale on burials.
Yep.
two for one cremations.
Yep.
Yes, that's it.
It's a buy one burn one sale.
There, I translate everything in my brain to Pathfinder lore, and from memory, it's kind of the equivalent of Pharasma, a little
Kind
bit.
of. Yep.
No,
Yep.
Like,
Like death is in like the natural part of life. It's
yes,
also
not as in murder.
yeah, and
Like,
it's
hey,
also
people die, and then
um,
stuff.
so that kind of death, and also magic. Ouijas is also one of
Okay.
his domains is magic. He's not the only one, but that is also his as well.
So, are we more likely to gain an audience, assuming all things are equal in some ways, with Valantru than we are Skellerang? Because Skellerang's not a big fan of us in general. If I recall, our last interaction, he was pretty short with us.
He was, but before that, you guys had
Yeah,
been
he
on
was
pretty
okay.
good terms. Yeah, I mean, it may have been a one-time
We didn't-
thing, and
We
but-
didn't treat him well, but he treated us well.
he was just super excited to get invited to the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So
Keep on keeping on.
which
Yeah.
well, who are we heading towards? Where
So
do we
you're
think
in
is stop number
Cauldron.
one? We could go see Jinya too. She might be a good person to stop in
Yeah.
on.
I would say first off, Jinian.
Okay.
Actually, first
agree.
off, tacos. Second off, Jinian.
Howard, Jinya, and then we have some decisions to make
Okay.
in the future.
Yeah. Stop
So
one.
you go by and get your murder tacos,
Uh-huh.
and then head on into the city. And it's the same thing, but not much has changed as far as the border guards, the gatekeepers. They are still charging admission to the city, in and out. It's a silver, which hasn't gone up. But again, these guys know you, and they're just like, "Go ahead." They still seem to hold you in high regard. into the city, and on the surface, you can't really tell a difference. Like it's still Cauldron that you've been here for years now.
Farazan
There are
glances at
fewer.
the plane that's passing overhead.
There are fewer people. Fewer people in the street. Fewer street vendors or kiosks. Um, but it's almost like just a regular slow day. Like it's not like it's completely vacant and people are gone.
Do we see
But it's
increased
noticeable.
half orc presence?
No, it's about the same, maybe even less.
Okay.
But that's all you see. You don't see human guards anymore.
Oh, what happened to our boy? What was his name?
Jackery?
Jackery, that name. He's I think he's any part of your murder basement crew? No. He's still with the guard. So last that you knew, you talked to him and he was with the guard, but you haven't seen him since.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a while. I think the last time we saw him was when Spectro first showed up.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
believe so. I think you're right. Because you went outside and he met you clandestinely to tell
Yeah.
you about.
He was very
the
anxious
movements.
about that meeting as well.
Yeah. All right, so you arrive at the Cathedral of Saint Cuthbert. Go inside. Ginya's there. Very happy to see you. Give you the standard hello, hi, how are you? Hugs, kisses.
Have we
Ask you
told her
about
about Tercival?
You haven't been back.
I know, but I guess we got a communication from her. I couldn't remember if we had sent anything back. I thought we did.
I mean, I feel like she and I have pretty much been like girl chatting about everything.
Okay.
That was kind of my understanding. I was like keeping her kind of updated as she was keeping us updated, but I don't know if specifically I said that. So I don't want to make that true if
we
it
could
wasn't.
we could easily make that assumption because you knew that she and Alec were really close friends.
Yeah.
And you feel like she would want to know that. So easily in any of the stuff that she sends to you, you could respond with like, "Hey, we found Alec."
Yeah,
He
I
died
would have
and couldn't
wanted
bring him
her to
back.
know. I just might not have been thinking of it at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I know that with that particular means of communication, I wasn't sure if we had enough space to explain not just that he had
True.
died, but that we tried to bring him back, but he told us no, and kind of fill in some of those gaps for her.
Okay.
If we haven't done that, it would be a pretty short order to do so.
Yeah, we can do that now if it hasn't been established. That's
Okay.
either way.
So this is Matt. What did you do with his body?
This is Mike. I don't remember.
I think
It was like we kind of pieced it together. I do remember that.
I swear I remember somebody hoisted him and brought him back through the portal.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm
thought-
almost certain of that.
We give it to Kelart. No idea what he did with it. But these tacos are good.
It's Soylent Green tacos.
Kelart is saying that he is in the bag.
He is in the bag.
I'm assuming he means Alec and not that Kelart is in the bag.
Okay. So
That would be weird.
I know you brought him through the portal. Then that makes sense that you would have brought him back. So with a cart that you would have been readily given, or at least let borrow from the chisel, and you can return it, kind of like a U-Haul. You borrow it here and
Yeah.
drop it off in Cauldron, and it gets back to where it's supposed to go. So yes, you brought Alec's body back because that would have been, I mean, that would have been a big deal to Jinya. And she sees the body and she gets a little misty and tears up a bit, a little catch in her voice, and she says a quick, just an utterance of a prayer over his body. And I will lay him to rest tonight. What's happened? What did you find out?
You give her the recap. Here, watch this.
She sits down. Yeah, watch this. Oh my goodness. Nebthoriton. I thought that was the name of legend and just a wives' tale. Still out there, huh?
We were unable to kill him.
I don't feel as though you should be ashamed of that. That's
I mean, we tried. We tried real good.
those are not simple beings. That's a very powerful demon from the abyss. Well, I know
We
I've
did
told
kill-
you. Hmm?
We did kill a bunch of witches, though, so he has less friends.
Just wonder where he went. So he was a part of the cage rites, or he was assisting the cage rites.
Yeah, they seem to be in
Seem
some
to be.
sort of cahoots or some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement had been struck between them.
Well,
Did we I remember this came up, but I don't know if this was an in-character knowledge or not. But we had talked about him being stuck on this plane, and someone thought, oh, if he's trying to get back and these people are trying to open a portal to somewhere, maybe he can hitch a ride and jump through. Was that in character knowledge?
yes, you know that.
Okay. So Farazan will present the theory, so that they seem to be aligned on opening this portal. He, having been stranded on this plane, seems to be wanting to head back, and for some reason, this is their intentions align.
That's kind of scary that this group, these cage rites, have enough power to align with an ancient demon who's still alive. I'm not kicking a
good-
dead horse. I'm just
Good riddance, right? If he wants to go, let him.
But it does
I
mean
would
that a
think so.
permanent portal to Carcerai is opened,
Yeah, there is that detail.
presumably
Okay.
here within Cauldron, is where the ritual is taking place. Right? Is what the question
Correct.
was?
Mhm.
And the ritual is taking place here in Cauldron. Is there any way that you or what's the Morning Star, the Staff of St. Cuthbert? That's the same spell that Alma casts, right?
it is.
Okay.
Except the Morning Star can only be used once a week.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Is there any way that you could locate this magical ritual?
It'll be a few more days. I have just recently used it when I used it actually yesterday.
Lost your keys again?
It wasn't. Where are my damn keys? Your pocket. Shit. I used it yesterday after hearing about the Lord Mayor's death, but it wasn't very helpful.
What did you ask?
I asked if the Lord Mayor was actually assassinated. Oh, we lost our Rachel again.
Hooray! No, boo.
That's right. Not hooray.
No.
The other thing.
I asked if he was assassinated. Yes. I asked who performed the assassination, or I asked who asked for the assassination, and I got the cage rites, and I got who are the cage rites. I asked who are the cage rites, and the answer was too many to name. So
Couldn't even give you one?
He's finicky. I'm surprised he's as straightforward as that. When I
One
asked
would
him
be a
about the
start. One
orphans,
is a
it was
lead.
like it was a horrible limerick that was really made no sense once I figured out where the kids were. But
What
Cage
does-
Rules.
You got
Feel free to allow that.
Feel free to allow that.
I said, feel free to not allow that.
I'm surprised that one got picked up. I don't know if it's anyway. Cage wrong, biatch.
Uh,
So that was, I mean, I guess it was a little helpful to know that he was killed.
do you have the limerick?
No, I don't. I didn't write it down.
It's okay. Maybe you could express it in haiku form.
Or next time, just make sure that Mike Prime is in the room when you commune.
Or ask me tomorrow so I can go look in the notes and find out what the haiku was.
Express your question in form of iambic pentameter.
And how are things otherwise in the city? We saw a lot of people on the road.
There's a lot of people leaving. Cost of living's gone up. People don't like the fact that half orcs are now on the fly. No way. They don't like the fact that our regular guards, people that have been guards here for years, have been just replaced by these outsiders. At first, it was a half orc thing. It was a racial thing, but now it's just simply a outsiders. Like, what? Why are you here? Why are you replacing our friends and family? That kind of thing. Half orcs are keeping the peace. They're not violent. They're gruff. They're not pleasant. But there's not been a single incident since they have come in and taken over. What else? I told you about the Lord Mayor.
How is Lord Valentru doing? Should we go and see if he needs help?
It wouldn't hurt. I know he's taken. I mean, it's just been 2 days at this point, 2.5 days. So I don't know if he's even gotten a grasp on what's going on, or maybe I don't know. I don't have access to him like you guys seem to. Certainly wouldn't hurt. He may be able to give you some information that I don't have. Man, a lot's changed since you guys left. Did you see that new temple? That is just an eyesore. I don't know what they're thinking. And you did. It's a spire. I mean, it is just. It's on the outer rim, so it's up high in like the richer area. But now it stands well above the walls. Actually, well, you may have been able to see it outside of Cauldron on your way up. Depending, I don't know which side, like you came up compared to where the spire is, but
yeah.
It's very, very big and very, very obnoxious. Very wee Joss.
Is it?
Someone's compensating for their wee jazz.
Yes. It's a very wee Joss. And she laughs out loud. That's the first time you've heard her laugh in a long time.
She is my word.
Yeah.
Wee.
Farazan says, I was thinking to ask if you had a thought of where the Cage Rites might be performing this ritual, but now that you've pointed out the additions to the temple, that would... It's suspicious that something like that would have been constructed so quickly. Do you think?
No, I think if you had enough priests working together, I mean, I could do some of the stuff they did. I could summon walls of stone. I can shape stone, shape earth. I could do some things like that. It's obnoxious. It's just bad taste. It just looks terrible.
And why the sudden expansion, though? I think that's what Farazan is really getting at here. Is the people are leaving the city. They're not coming in and needing more pews in the Temple of Wichas. So it's the timing of the construction is at least curious.
Well, I don't know if it's the chicken or the egg. You know, they've got maybe more followers and they feel like they need to be more grandstanding. And then as a result of that, I've lost a good quarter of our flock. Most have gone to Sasserine. It's the next largest temple of St. Cuthbert. But people are converting to Weejas.
How tall is the tower now?
100 feet.
That seems pretty tall for a building in Cauldron.
Yeah. Oh, very. The Blue Crater Academy's maybe 40. The walls are 50 feet high. This thing is a spire, and again, it's also on the outer rim, which is the highest part of Cauldron. You know.
Let's just go ask for a tour, saying that we're considering becoming converts to Weejas ourselves.
We'd like to check out the facilities.
It's like the inverse of Jehovah's Witnesses. We go to the church and say, "Hey, we don't know about what's inside."
So I do know that Emerald Elistani, who is the high priestess of Weejas, she's been out of town for 3 or 4 days on temple business. It's probably got to do with this expanding of the spire. Ike Iverson is the second in command.
Alan?
And he's...
That's what I thought too.
Ike Allen?
Oh,
Ike Iverson is what he said. But
no, I said Alan.
yeah,
Alan
Jamie
Iverson.
made an Allen Iverson joke, though.
Oh, not Ike Allen?
Sorry, sports ball.
Oh,
I don't know what's happening.
I'm
Talk
American.
about
I need an adult.
practice.
And since she's been out, between you and I, he doesn't know what he's doing. So he's kind of slowed down, if not stopped, the day-to-days, except for the minimal. He's canceled church, more or less, until Emerald can get back. He's never been in charge, as far as I know. He's kind of an idiot, but
So she's
there you have
aware
it.
of all the new construction?
Oh, sure, yeah. Who's
The
sorry.
lady who's left.
Emerald?
Yeah.
I don't think a single thing happens in that cathedral that she doesn't not only know about, but probably has caused it to happen.
Okay.
It may not have happened while she was here, but I certainly believe that she probably ordered it.
I just want to make sure our pal Ike wasn't doing anything uncouth while he wasn't under her supervision.
Ike probably wouldn't eat food without her supervision. He's a placeholder. I guess they couldn't find anybody better.
So she remains on the suspect list.
If we had cardboard in this world, he'd be a cardboard standee.
Trying to think of anything else that's changed. You've been gone about 2 weeks. It's a lot to happen in 2 weeks. I can't think of anything else. I'm going to assume that Lord Volantre would probably take an audience with you. Maybe. I mean, he's probably extremely busy having taken over a city to rule, but you could try to get into the temple. But right now, I don't know if they're really taking people until Emerald gets back. But it never hurts to ask, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I
I'm
would,
good with the Lord Volantre route.
yeah, I would be inclined to go to Volantre first.
When is Emerald expected back?
I don't know specifics, but she wasn't supposed to be gone for long. She's already been gone 3 or 4 days.
Okay.
So probably within the week. That's my assumption.
All right, so we've got at least enough time to go see Volantre before that.
For sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it's honestly, it's towards the evening, right? Like this is the end of the second day of the travel from Red Gorge, so it is getting towards nighttime. Again, the long shadows of Cauldron hit at like noon anyway, so basically it's dark in the streets.
Right.
There's a very good chance that he's probably not going to take you in to see you tonight.
Okay.
Right? You may want to try to go by tomorrow.
Okay.
During the day.
I mean, last couple times that we've taken long rests, we leveled up. So I'm totally down for a long night of sleep.
You literally, I think, just leveled up. What are you guys, level 11? I can't even keep up anymore. It's going so fast.
I really do think that the last 2 times we were like, yeah, long rest sounds good, that you were like, oh, okay, well, it's time to level up again.
Yeah.
So we have been Pavloved into expecting
Right.
levels after long rests now.
We only rest when we go up a level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it 11? Did we get to 12?
No. You're still at 11.
Okay.
Hey.
I was like,
You guys gonna go back to the murder basement? You're gonna hang out in town?
We've got rooms closer. I mean, we could go either way is fine. I mean, especially because we're not being charged to go in and out of the gates. But
yeah, and I
we
mean,
do
I'm
have
not-
rooms covered at is it the Lucky Monkey or the what was the other one?
Drunken Morkov.
Drunken Morkov.
Oh, yeah, the Drunken Morkov. Yeah, you still have free room and board there.
Yeah, that would be good. We could also, sure, yeah. I say we probably checked in on everybody, made sure everybody was okay back in the house, and just
Well, when you stopped off for your tacos, you could have done that.
yeah. That's what I was thinking, just making sure that everyone's alive and well, and
Open our mail, feed the blender,
drop a
Water.
couple.
make sure there's not a giant psychic spider running the place.
Exactly.
No,
Keep
I
on.
hate when that happens.
he's adjacent to the place. Still got a
Mhm.
nice little wispy corner over there. So the question is, are you staying in the winter basement? Or are you going to stay in town?
I stay in town.
Yeah, I'm good with in town. Drunken Morkov.
Drunken Morkoth? Go back and see Nelani. Show.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a Nalini.
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 Yeah, well, I said
And
Nalini.
the barkeep. I mean, those are the best sources of information in town, right?
Typically,
true.
yeah.
We could check the board too.
Check the board.
Check the
Mhm.
board.
Look at the board, and all of them just have one letter on them, and it's all A's and H's. It's just
So you go back to the Drunken Morkoth, and the board is almost like a Craigslist. People trying to unload stuff. People looking for places to stay. Not really much. I mean, there's work being asked to be done, but it's more like labor work.
Yeah.
Looking for labor jobs. The
movers
farms-
wanted.
movers. And people literally trying to sell heirlooms and just trying to make a little bit of money.
Farazan reaches down and says, this person is selling a belt. I wonder how much they want for it.
Tree Fitty.
I'd pay $350 for a belt of giant strength.
Need about 350.
And there's job openings looking for work down in the plantations around the base of the cauldron, with the fruits and things like that. So it's a lot busier than you're used to, but it's not adventurer stuff. It's more like bad economy stuff more than anything.
Right. Okay.
Head inside, and you see Nalini just doing her normal flitting butterfly, bouncing from table to table, and she sees you, and it's like you were there 5 seconds ago, like you haven't been gone for months and months. It's just like, oh, have a seat, and she flips off. You don't. I mean,
Yeah.
is there anything you wanted to do?
I mean, just any news, anything unusual happening other than, the city's been taken over. But if it's all the same information, we don't have to go through it.
And she, you say, has anything changed or any news? She's like, show. She talks about money and the new Spire. Like that's the big news. Like everybody's talking about it because it's almost doubled in size. And granted, with magic in the world, it's not like it takes a construction company 6 years to do this. They can quite literally summon rock and reshape it and all that stuff. But it's the best word that everybody comes to is just kind of obscene. Like it's just no need for it. It's just, and it's more
It's
of
a
a
gush.
grumble. It's more of a grumble gripe than any true real issues with it.
Yeah. Okay.
I did have a question as we were walking through the city of Cauldron. You
Okay.
were talking about the shadows, and I was off throwing things at my neighbor that's using a leaf blower. Um, I don't live here permanently. I can throw things.
It's 10 a.m., man. Come on.
What is the shadow of the spire doing? Does it fall over Cauldron? Is it like because it's starting to feel like this is like a big sundial?
Yeah,
It's,
right.
it's a big circle with a stick on one side. Like,
It's kind of like that. There doesn't
Mhm.
seem to be any true rhyme or reason to it. I mean, it is like that now because it is so tall and it is a round thing, and it could be like this winter solstice on the third moon will strike time and like some sort of Indiana Jones kind of thing, But
Mhm.
you don't feel like there's anything like that. But it is,
Okay.
it's a giant shadow, albeit
It's
kind
an
of a
impressive
narrow one.
presence over the city.
Yeah.
Well,
Spectro
I
approves.
hate that.
Approves like all the shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Take a rest. Go see the
Valantru.
Volantru.
Okay, take a long rest. Get up. You're not level 12.
Dang it.
You head out. Go to the Lord
Again?
Mayor's. Actually, you probably figure he's probably at the town hall. Go to town hall.
Where's the town hall?
Announce. It's actually where the riots were.
Oh.
Oh, over here. Over here?
Uh, I
5,
don't know.
6?
I missed. Let's
So
see.
A or B? A
5.
or B?
Cinco.
This is good radio.
Cinco.
Cinco.
Here where I pick on the map. Here where I pick on the map. Anybody listening to the podcast version is like, just tell me where it is.
It's where I pinged. God.
It's at about
Um,
11:30 on the map.
So, and then, right diagonally across was where Mavu's warehouse was, and
Mhm.
it's still in shambles. I mean, it's been a while, but they're slowly cleaning that up. But there's nobody, like, it's the city that's cleaning it up rather than Mavu, so nobody's in a big, huge hurry.
Right.
Head to the, I keep saying the courthouse, it's town hall. Head to town hall, announce yourselves.
Is there a town crier?
Not currently.
Okay.
I don't have anything.
Just
set up
checking.
yet. It'll be a
It's
half
gonna
orc
get much-
though.
For the crime.
You announce yourself at the town hall and request an audience. And the person, the front desk person, the
Attendant.
assistant,
The major domo?
Um,
The vizier.
he
clerk?
he opens his book and he looks. He said, "Well, you could probably meet up with him for dinner. He's loaded up, but I know he'd want to see you. He speaks very highly of you. He'll be at the Koi Nixie tonight. After, I don't know, probably 6 or 7, whenever he gets done with his daily business here. If you'd like to meet him there, I'll let him know. And I'm sure he'd be more than happy to see you. The 5 of you, the 4 of you. I was counting myself.
You look like you've had a long day. You could join us for dinner if you want.
If you-
I'm not
if you-
allowed in there. I've not been invited. You have apparently a permanent invite to the Koi Nixie.
Wow,
You can be our +1.
Yeah.
it's awkward.
This is Alma.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just-
What was
you
your
look
name
like-
again?
You look
Victor.
like you deserve it.
Yes.
Well, I don't think that would be awkward at all. I don't think Lord Volantra would mind me showing up with you guys. Yeah, okay, I'll meet you there. And he gets chipper and like really excited.
Aw,
Wear your best
Like
duds.
There.
Yeah.
See there. We've done our good for the day.
And he just kind of looks down. Think this would work?
If you have time, go see Kalen. Tell him that Tarathiel sent you.
Okay,
He'll take care of you. All right.
great. Anything else I can do for you?
Oh, you've been most helpful, Victor. Thank you.
He hops up and he walks out the door. I'm gonna go to
He's
Kaylin. I'll see
excited.
you later.
You know, it's the time of his life.
And now that he's gone, can we just walk back and see Lord Blancher?
Farazan just reaches over, takes the book, scratches out the name, and right.
How did that work so easily?
You'll always-
The door is there.
Farazan's
I'm
gonna
not
walk
as
up
well
to.
known by this dude.
Doop, doop.
So one of y'all
Farazan's
is
gonna
gonna
walk
have
up and knock on the door.
Yeah. Spectro's not the face for encounters with Lord Valantru, but he'll be in tow for sure. He worked his magic on Victor.
He's not the face, but he'll be the toe.
Yes.
Okay,
The
That's what I thought.
steel toe.
that's what I thought you said.
I'll give Farazan guidance just in case he needs to roll for any sort of.
Saving
I'm not
throw.
gonna roll for charisma, so I can at least help you
Okay.
Knock, knock.
So, yes.
if that's what we're doing.
Yep, knock, knock.
Yeah,
Knock
he's
on the
doing
door.
it. This is in
Cool.
process. We're not planning anything. We're just giving it a shot.
Yep.
Hey, I mean, the worst case scenario is we still have dinner with him tonight and we go pal around at the church spire thing.
So you knock on the door and you hear it is Valantru,
Mhm.
but it's a bit of a gruffer Valantru.
He's
Like-
been the mayor for 2 days.
When you've seen him
It's a
in
hot job.
public or when he's come to visit you, he has always got this nice, rich, smooth voice. It is definitely still him, but it's not like he's playing it up. You know
He
what I mean?
swears at Victor, not knowing
Yeah.
that it's us.
I'm gonna cut your eyes
What
out.
do you want? I said no appointments.
I said over easy.
Wasn't there an episode of Parks and Rec where April whatever the receptionist I
Audrey
think her
Plaza?
name was April. Yeah,
Mhm.
Audrey Plaza, where she schedules all of Ron Swanson's appointments to be on a day that she thought didn't exist but did exist.
All of
Yeah.
them for the
Yes.
entire year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Valantru was hoping Victor would do, and now he's getting his door knocked on.
This is the day.
Yeah.
So you knock on the door and you hear a voice. You hear Valantru just roughly say, "What is it, Victor? You don't have to knock. You can come on in."
Farazan opens the door.
And he doesn't really look up. He's behind a desk and it's littered with papers. He's got a quill. He's writing on something. And after a second, he said, "What is it?" And he keeps writing. And he looks up and he sees you and he just sits back.
Says
Farazan,
Lord Valantru.
this isn't usually how we do things, but how can I help you?
Said this situation seems dire. We thought we would come to the top and see if there was anything that we could do.
I don't
Yes.
believe so. I have it well underhand.
Says, do you? I want to ask him directly about the. Is there something going on here that we need to be aware of? And I want to do an insight check with that.
Okay.
Like I want to try to see if there's, I want to ask directly to see his reaction and see if, what if he's going to be hiding anything.
Are we all in there, or just you, Farazan?
Oh, if he walked in, there's plenty of room.
I mean, if you open the door,
Yeah, he opened the
Spectro
door.
can just walk right between your legs. And be inside.
So you knock on the door, you open it. He says that he sits back, and then you all pile in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drathiel away from the doorway, like, hey, we didn't kill Victor.
He'll be
Just
joining
wanted to-
us for dinner, actually.
Just wanted to clarify.
How can I help you?
Yeah, Farazan's going to say, he'll say what it said, and then say, is there something going on in the city that we, is there something going on in the city? Is there a larger plot afoot? And then I want to roll the insight on the answer.
A larger plot? Well, the Lord Mayor was assassinated 2 days ago, so I imagine something is afoot. Is that what you're referring to?
And
At
can I?
least part of it.
Right, roll insight.
Yeah. Insight. And what did you add? Rachel?
I
D4.
gave you guidance, but it's for an ability check.
It's an ability check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Think
This
that
is an
counts.
ability check. Yeah.
So that's I think it adds a D4.
It does.
Yes.
Okay. 12.
I mean, he is highly irritated at you, at
Yeah.
all of you,
Mhm.
and he seems busy, and he seems also very straightforward and upfront with you.
Okay. No deception, no like trying to hide anything. Just
I mean,
stressed. He's a stressed out government figure at this point.
yeah, you asked him
Okay.
if there was something going on. He's like, yeah, somebody was just murdered 2 days ago. Certainly, there's something going on.
Is there
Can I
anything?
ask a question?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
never mind. Go
go.
ahead, Jamie.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Rachel.
you're all there. You're all there.
Yep.
And at this point, he set his quill down and he crosses his leg. Go on.
Is there anything that we can do to lighten your load?
Get out of my office.
What'd you say?
You eating today? You want us to grab your taco?
I said, get out of my office.
Sometimes
there-
it's as simple as a meal. and Sometimes it's as big as a monster destroying a warehouse. We need to know where we're at. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
that's
No, it's
a weird
reasonable.
question.
No, I appreciate it. I'd be happy to share a meal with you. If I seem abrupt, it's because I'm very busy at a role that I've never had to perform before. I do like things a certain way, and you have circumvented that by getting around Victor, which I don't appreciate. However, I appreciate you. So I'll be happy if you join me tonight. I'll be taking dinner whenever I finish here at the cusp of sunrise. You'll be welcome to be my guest. You actually have permanent invitation. You may come and go as you please there.
Could you maybe get an aide? I know you're busy, but could you maybe get an aide to check permits and building codes on the Temple of Ouijas sometime before
the
dinner?
temple. The temple. There's really no controlling the temple. There's no controlling any of the temples, truth be told. But the priests and priestesses, specifically Emerald, take that and do with that as they will. There's nothing saying that they can't build or expand up. They're not taking any more additional space. It is an eyesore, but there's no ordinance against it, I guess. Is that what you're asking about?
It is, and if that's the case, maybe I know you're busy, so maybe you could get an aide to make an ordinance to keep this from happening again in the future. I know you're busy. We'll ask Victor about it. It'll be fine. He's joining us for dinner, by the way.
No, it's not.
Oh no.
Farazan's like looking at the frustration on his face. He's gonna do the what was it? The Hulk hands the taco over. You know, the meme
Oh,
from
yeah.
the adventures. He's like he just
Tiny
hands it.
little taco.
Yeah, hands a tiny little taco over to Lord Volantry. He says, "Here you go."
Would you have a pocket taco?
He always has a pocket taco.
Don't worry about it.
Carry pocket tacos? Garrett wraps them up really nice.
Yeah.
You don't have any pockets. Volantir
Oh.
grabs this cane and he pushes himself up. If you will please excuse me, I would love to speak with you further. I will see you tonight. I am extremely busy. And since you sent my assistant to do something else, would you please shut the door on the way out?
We
Yes.
can do that.
Apologies.
Have a good day.
Please don't punish Victor. He seems like a nice guy. Bye.
Farazan to close the door on the way out.
Victor's
He'll
going to be so sad.
And as we're leaving, Farazan's going to take out a piece of paper from his drawing pad, write a note on it. It says there was some miscommunication. We'll have to reschedule dinner with you for another time.
But you can keep the suit that Tarathiel paid for.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He reaches down into his pocket through
Wait,
his
did you pay
pocket.
for it? I missed that.
I think
Were you gonna
Tarathiel
pay
did.
for it?
Well, I said go to Kalen's and tell him that I sent you. He can interpret that however he wants.
Oh, okay.
I have money.
I heard that part. I didn't know that meant on Tarathiel. but-
I have a lot of money, so
yeah.
I'm,
Yes, you do.
I'm
Yes, you
more
all
than
do.
more than happy to pay for a new suit for Victor
Well,
to get
we
somebody close.
we kind of have to now. It'd be awful if we made him pay for a suit to a dinner he's not invited to anymore.
He'll look real snappy as he's getting fired.
Considering he probably spent, I don't know, a year's wage on a suit he now can't use.
Yeah.
All right. Is
I'm
there?
still curious about this whole temple thing. I think
Yeah.
we need to go nose around this this
You wanna-
temple.
You want to wait till it's dark, and you want to do your Spectro thing, and
Ooh, I can do all sorts of bamfing over this temple. I probably could do that.
we just see a little shadow going poof 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 up to the top of it.
60 feet at a time, boys.
It's only 1.5 bams.
Yeah, 100 feet. Yeah.
To be fair, A, I can spider climb, and B, I can move 90 feet around, so I can run up the side.
Yeah.
All right. So
You
what
can
we're
get
going to
the
do?
top in like 6 seconds,
Yes.
like an NFL running back
Race you.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between him and I in the dark, we could get up, down. It would be the around stuff. That would be a little trickier on the inside.
It just poof poof. Did you guys see anything? No, we just went to the top and came back.
We just had a gentleman's race to the
We
top.
didn't have time to see anything. We're too damn fast.
Yeah.
High fives and cognac at the peak.
Mhm.
So it
Raphael
sounds like
also noted that Valantru does not seem to have Celeste with him, which is interesting, as she was always by his side before. And last we heard, she was dealing with family issues. So, still in the back of my head that
that
Raphael
was
is
some time
concerned
ago. That's
about
been,
what's going on with that.
That was months ago. That wasn't just a
Yep.
couple of weeks ago. That's been some time ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
But if we're going to go investigate this temple,
okay, so heading to the Temple of Wijas. I always thought it was such a strange name. So I'm pinging it. It's in the bottom right-hand corner. It's already a big building on the map. You look
Yeah.
down.
Number 29 for those of you listening at home.
Yeah, those of you keeping
You know
track.
exactly where it is.
Set
that's
it
right.
up.
If you have the official Scratch and Sniff Cauldron map that you can get by joining our Patreon, scratch off number 29 now to
You know-
reveal the Temple of Wujats.
You know, building 29, whose most adjacent buildings are numbered 24 and 35.
So over here's the academy, and it's I mean, just looking at the drawing from atop, the temple is pretty large, but now it's also tall and large. It's cross city, so it's going to take you a good half hour to get there, and it's easy to find. You can pretty much track it the entire time that you're walking. As you come around, and like I said, the streets, I mean, not to say that they're dead, but
Mhm. But they're dead.
there are long treks between roads and alley, as you're going, that you really don't see anybody else. It is fairly dead. It's just occasionally you'll see somebody come around the corner, whatnot. And it is, I don't know, call it close to lunchtime as you're going around this, skirting the perimeter, and you finally get to the Temple of Wijas. And again, like I said, it's a black, immense spire that just it's almost like a pyramid, but it's just much. It's a narrow,
it's
tall
like the
pyramid.
Washington Monument,
Yes, like
which
the Washington.
does have that pyramid
Yeah,
kind of shape, but
it's just
also
tall and lengthy. but not to say that this thing's not huge. Like the base of it's probably, I don't know, 300-foot diameter. So it's a massive, massive building, and it is. And you know now because they've been describing something walls of stone and magic used to shape it. It appears as though it is just one large slab of obsidian that's been carved into a temple. I mean, it looks spectacular. It's an absolute beautiful piece of architecture. And there are double doors, and there are actually, and this is not something you normally see. There are priests outside the door. There's a pair of them, and they appear to be guarding the door. And they're not wearing. I mean, they're in priest robes. They've got stoles, and they don't have weapons, but they're standing, and they're just casually, like they're talking to each other, and they're just in front of the doors. But it appears it gives the feeling as though they're guarding the door.
Do we recognize them, like for having spent time in the city? Are they? I mean, they're not like people that are clandestinely dressed up like priests. Like these are actually clergy that we've seen at the temple before.
You've never really been to the temple. None of you guys have ever made any question, inference. Never been to the Temple Ouijas since you've been in Cauldron, except for in passing. Like when you have downtime, you check things out. So to answer your question, you wouldn't know if these are standard priests.
Okay.
Because you haven't spent enough time at the temple. Like if you went to St. Cuthbert, you would recognize everybody you saw. Farazan, if you went to the Temple of Cord, you'd recognize it. But you know, nobody's got any kind of affiliation. Nobody worships there. But they're two younger men, probably in their late 20s, and they look like they're kind of having a lively discussion, like, you know, like the military, like murder, fuck, kill, or whatever. You know, like just passing the time, you know.
So, part of the vignette that Mike Prime and I did between our characters a little while ago centered around death, and Spetro's got some interesting questions about that particular phenomenon. So it would be
Dying?
Do what?
The
Dying, yeah.
phenomenon of dying. Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, if we think that it would be valuable for me to distract a couple of priests at the door, he could do that and possibly get some useful information out of it too, not just be a distraction, but maybe learn something useful to him. Or we can just bamf, wait until dark and
Considering my first instinct was to roll up and say, "Hey guys, seen any tastefully sized buildings recently?" This is probably about
Certainly is a really tall building.
Can we have picked up a clipboard on the way over?
Yeah, hard hat,
Yeah.
clipboard. We're here to evaluate the height and maximum capacity. Are
Have
your fire codes within?
Yeah, exactly.
temple inspectors. Yep.
Temple inspectors.
We already determined canonically that there are no codes inside of Cauldron for such things. So
Right.
I don't know that the clipboard route is going to work.
If
but
they're going to believe that or not.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
roll the intimidation. So he's like, "You believe us." Yeah. Anyway,
We're here to fix the air conditioning. Duh.
So you guys approach the guy.
did you guys want to wait until the evening? Like,
I
our,
can do that. We can kind of stake it out a little bit and see if these guys, if they're actually guarding the door or if
Yeah.
they're just out for a quick smoke break, you know,
Okay.
before they
Yeah,
go back
yeah.
inside. And
what'd you
We
say,
can
Rachel?
ask them when the daily tours are.
yeah.
You do?
put on like the the wide brim hat and the cargo shorts and
A little
Hawaiian
bit of
shirt.
sunscreen on
Yeah,
the
little
nose.
sunscreen. It's
Long
just like
black socks to your knees.
it looks
With
So-
divas.
we
Now
just
that you-
Honey, we never know when we'll be back in Cauldron again. We absolutely must see the temple.
They have a map
must
upside
go.
down. Like, I think it's here.
So one of the things that you do first notice, or not first, but now that you've spent some time, the robes that these priests are wearing are, I mean, extremely expensive. They're very fine cloth. They look probably silk. I mean, like it's just very regal looking attire, not your standard, doing away with the things of mortal man kind of robes. No, these guys are. I mean, the only thing I can really compare it to is like a cardinal or something in the Catholic Church. How they just look resplendent, like they're well put together. It's an obvious uniform. It looks beautiful. It looks expensive, and you know that these are just run of the mill priests, right? But they look immaculate.
Do they
Was
look
it something that
do they look brand like new, or is it something that they've had for a while?
either they're brand new or they're extremely well kept?
Are they talking to each other?
They are. They're just. I mean, it's not like I mean, it sounds like you guys are kind of hanging back and just taking in the scene, right? You're doing some recon. It's not like they're just constantly jibber jabbering. It's just they are outside, and every once in a while want to lean over and say something. They'll want to laugh a little bit, and they'll just pace a little bit around I mean, they're bored, but they're standing out front of the temple.
Sorry, I had to do that.
Do we hear anything else besides their
dude.
sweet nothings?
Give me a perception check.
Hear the wind blowing across the top of the tower.
Oh,
Hoot.
wait, why did it roll that twice? Did it roll twice?
Maybe
Disadvantage,
you
maybe.
only see it
Only
once.
one.
Oh, okay. It was weird. I saw 2 dice. So a 13.
13. You didn't roll it with advantage or anything, did you? Or
No.
disadvantage by accident? Okay.
No, it just popped up on the one. So
Nope. Nope.
Okay, 13. Occasionally, you may hear prayer that's coming from inside, and that's just simply if the streets weren't so vacant, if there weren't like normally there would be the bustle of people and people selling stuff like come get your hot that kind of thing, like the standard city noise, because it's a pretty busy city for the size. Because it is so quiet, whenever they're quiet, whenever they get done with the conversation, you do hear the sounds of chanting or praying from within the temple. And it's not like one continuous drum. It's just occasionally you'll hear a prayer, and then a little bit later you'll hear a chanting, or just what you might consider standard.
yeah, nothing
D&D.
nothing overtly suspicious.
Yeah,
At least not with a 13.
that's right.
I roll insight on the DM.
Okay,
You fail.
that's a quadruple
Would
disadvantage.
we have reason to suspect?
What's that?
Would we have reason to suspect that they would recognize us because we're pretty well known, right?
You are very well known, but my take was that you're not like in their face, like you're back. I'm not asking for
No,
a hide or anything.
I was considering just. No. I was considering walking up to them and having a chat,
As far as you know, you're well known.
but
in
I don't
your
know
region.
if that's just like you're on Smoker at work and Kevin Bacon wanders up and says, "Hey, what's up? What's up with this building?"
So the one interesting thing is there's no paper, there's no TV, there's no internet, so there's no common knowledge of what you look like, right?
So, do you have your hat?
Except for maybe
Okay.
that, like you'd be well known for that. So
No,
if you were
Delph has
just
it.
to casually walk up, they would be like very polite. They may not even know how to recognize you, but you feel as though once they know who you are, they're going to know who you are. You know what I mean? Like the only reason they don't know what you look like is
Yeah.
there's just no mass way of anybody knowing how you look unless they met you.
They don't have the hero of Cauldron trading cards.
Yeah, or posters everywhere saying "Yay us."
I think
But you're
There's
certain
an
that
invisible
you're
trap
well
in
known,
every pack.
even as far as
Don't lose it.
Kasserine. So
well, that's troubling for me. Is anyone else gonna go? Because otherwise, I was just gonna wander up and talk to them.
Go for it.
Yeah, like I said, Spectro has
We've got a
He wouldn't mind striking up a conversation.
Yeah.
He's got questions, and maybe they'd have answers.
Okay. So who's going?
I'll go.
Farazan will tag along behind.
Yeah,
You're all
might
good.
as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. He
Okay.
reaches into
All
his
right.
pocket and pulls out another taco.
I'm just trying to split the party, so y'all go together.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you've held back, you kicked back a block or so around the corner, just kind of keep an eye on, so you get an idea of what they're doing, who they are, and they don't leave. They move, and one will leave for a minute or two and come back, but there's always at least one up there. And you guys approach, and Trathiel and Alma, probably not that recognizable. Farazan,
Shoot.
you're very well known, and
Mhm.
Spetro to a lesser degree because you're newer to the city, but you're also because you have very distinguishing figures, right?
Mhm.
So the four of you approach,
Why, thank you.
and they all two of them, they both look up at Farazan, and they just kind of like look at each other, and it looks like they're a pair of young guys who just saw a celebrity, and the celebrity's walking towards them. So they're looking at each other, and they're talking like, and they point like nodding. So they point the rest of them like, shrugging like, I guess, you hear them mumbling, I guess it is. Things like, give me a perception check. Let's roll a die or two since we're playing D&D. Everybody give me a perception check. Pretty obvious what's going on.
Pretty tall, huh?
Got a 22.
Okay. Not a tough one. Like I said, it's a very quiet street. And they are trying to whisper. Farazan, you got a 6? All right. Your helmet's too thick.
He's eating his taco.
Yeah. The rest of you hear, essentially, it's like one of them goes, "Is that Farazan?" The other one, yeah, it has to be. So the others, is that Alma? I guess it's Alma and Trathiel. Who's the little guy? I've heard him. I think that's Spetro. Like, it's them. It's the hero. Yeah. And so that's what you're hearing them. And you walk up, and they both straighten their robes and pull out their stoles and summon a demeanor. May we help you?
A Dementor? They summon a Dementor?
It's a cool building. We just, you can see it from everywhere in the city. I wasn't here when we were here before. Well, I was here when we were here before, but it got bigger, so we thought we'd come check it out.
And they're noticeably trying to hide their excitement. They're like, yes. We have just recently finished some renovations. It is quite nice. I think it stands to show the might of Weejas in a city that's crumbling around it. It's a beautiful, beautiful tower.
Could I get an appointment with a priest or a priestess?
Certainly. Yes.
I'd like to talk to somebody. And
Is the temple open to the public? Can we just go and have a look?
I would love to let you all in. I would love to let you in. But we have strict orders, and I think it's due to the safety, to provide safety to the non-priests and priestesses of Weejas, while we're conducting these changes to the temple, that we're not allowed to let anybody in until everything's complete inside and out.
What if I signed a waiver?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't let you in.
We run a meta basement, so we have a standard form that's been vetted by our lawyers.
It covers COVID and everything.
Again,
how am I supposed to have my private meeting with a priest or priestess if I can't go inside?
well,
Yeah,
you'll
what if
have
I said please and roll persuasion?
to, try.
Oh God.
Can we set up the meeting at the custom sunrise?
6.
It's very
the one,
off-putting.
the one on the right, Lady Alma, I would love nothing more than for you to come and look at our church. You're known to be a high priestess of Baori, and we would welcome your presence. But I'm truly sorry. I have been given strict orders to not let anyone in until Emerald has returned.
And when
I'm
will
sorry.
that be?
Well, that's okay. We can come back when it's open, right? Like, do you know how long that'll be? We're in town for a few days.
High Priestess should be back, and she said she wouldn't be gone longer than a week. She's been gone 3 or 4 days, so we don't know specifically how long it was supposed to take her. She was going on church business. I would say before the end of the week, 3 or 4 days. We will definitely make an announcement when she returns,
All right.
because there's many people that want to come in and look at our new church. You don't have anybody to bury, do you?
We could.
We
Pale.
If that's
Roll
what it
intimidation.
Yeah.
we kind of do, but he's at rest in the St. Cuthbert's Church for the moment. So
Well, I would think that High Priestess Jimmy could repose the body. I would happily come and repose the body should you need that done until we can bring the body in to be interred. I would gladly help you. I can't let you in, or we
Okay.
can't inter anybody just today. Well, until she returns.
no, that's fine. We already got one person fired today, so we don't really want to make a habit of that.
And you see a big gulp.
Can you
like,
send us
his
a
throat
message
just-
at the Drunken Morkoth when Emerald is
Certainly.
back?
Yes, of course.
And
Yes.
and we'll come check it out. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Yeah, sound good,
Or-
everyone?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are they taking orders from that guy named Ike? Is that who told them that they
Isaac.
couldn't let anybody in?
Isaac
Ike,
Iverson, right?
Emerald told us before she left. Ike's just in charge until she returns.
Just all right. Just wondering.
But he's not as on top of it as normally the person in charge is. They've got everything organized, and things get a bit chaotic, right? When the
Well, when you say
Yeah.
organized,
Usually
the
that's
one
not
on
the
the right
case.
just snorts like he's like, and he covers it really quick. Priest Iverson is doing a good job maintaining the daily goings upon our church.
Eyes.
yeah, I'm sure he's sure,
We
sure
believe
he's doing the best he
you.
can. Hang on, let me roll an insight check just because it's fun.
19.
Natural 1 for a 19.
Wow.
How the heck did you do that?
You have a plus 8.
I don't know.
You
I
have
don't know. I
you
don't know
have-
what
How
happened
did you
there.
do that?
I'll allow it.
Oh, no, I do know what happened there. The minimum I can roll on a skill check is 10.
Oh, that's right. Because you get that new ability.
Wow.
Because I've got the rogue
That's
feature for it, and I have a plus
crazy.
9.
That is crazy.
Told
So
you I'd
he
allow it.
he totally gave you the party line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But clearly, he's not totally on board with the party line. I don't think.
No, he does not believe. So he said that I do blah blah blah, but he does not believe that. He doesn't believe his own words.
Yep.
All right.
Let me just check if I've got a Spider-Man style tracking device I can tap on his back. Nope. Okay.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. To answer your question, I will be happy to notify. Would you do? Do you want me to leave a message, or will you always be there? How?
Come
I
I'll
talk
leave
to
it on board. What?
You can leave a message with Nalini. She'll make sure that we get it.
Oh, Nalini. All right. Okay. Yes.
You be nice to her, and I mean it.
I like Nalini.
We all do.
Well, this will give you an excuse to talk to her, right?
Yeah.
It will. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Hey, what are you doing for dinner tonight?
Oh no.
We will be having just our standard gruel that's provided by the church.
Tacos.
Tacos and gruel.
We're eating
Suddenly
at that
this
Koi
becomes
Nixie
a,
place. You want to be a +1?
No, we're going to the cusp of sunrise. It keeps changing every time somebody mentions it.
I don't know. What have I said?
Both of them.
You've said
Oh,
both.
have I really?
Yes.
All I know is we
'Cause-
had somebody coming with us, but he is unfortunately unable to join. We have a vacancy.
The funny thing is, regardless of which one I say, y'all know exactly which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like the one where you have to be nice. That's the Koi Nixie.
Yeah, he's already dressed in a nice fancy robe. You
Yeah,
you
that's what I was gonna say.
painstakingly described how well he was dressed. So
And you also do remember at the well, Spectro, you don't, but at the ball, the people that were wearing religious regalia, even though it wasn't as expensive as the suits and the dresses, they were very well accepted. So when you mention that, they both perk up.
I did say +1. So you're
I would send you to Kalen, but you're already pretty well decked out here.
Oh, no, I've-
Fancy tabs.
discuss amongst yourself. There's 2 of you, but we have a +1.
We can have
Whoever's
tryouts.
the most devout can come with us.
Well,
Whoever is most humble.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a humble off.
one looks at the other, and goes, "Well, you could ask Ike. He could probably get you in. Yeah, we can. Ike can get us in. I
Well,
mean,
then it's not. But now it does. The invitation's not so special. I resend it.
Yeah, we'll see you there with Ike.
We'll see when the church is
Yeah,
open.
maybe we'll see you there.
I think isn't tonight the clams? I don't know.
Dude even knows the menu. Yeah,
Wasn't even
Victor, you
special,
should have
yeah.
seen the way Victor responded to it, and Spectro just kind of, without any further context, just turns on his heel and is just walking off.
Victor was delighted. No, who the hell's Victor?
You don't deserve to know.
He abandoned a promising career after such an invitation.
At the prospect of a meal with us.
With lies.
His
He did say
poor
something about
young
bringing the
child will
leading.
go without.
Well, I mean, we may see you there. When's the last time you went? Oh God, it's been at least last week. Oh, sure. We may see you there anyway. That's a good idea. We haven't been in a while.
Spectro's gone.
Okay.
Or at
After
least
this
he's in the process of
mutually
leaving.
beneficial conversation, I'm very excited to see you at a later date. I'll turn around too and leave.
All right, thank you
Okay.
for your time.
Thank you. It's a very, very great pleasure to meet all of you. And thank you for what you've done for Cauldron. As soon as the church is reopened, I will let you know for sure.
All right, cool. Keep the people safe.
And as you're leaving, give me a perception check. All of you.
Okay.
Can I
Actually,
just use
no.
my passive,
Um,
please? Tired of
besides-
rolling
besides
perception.
Spencer. Besides Petro, you'd
Yeah.
already taken off.
I did not even deign to roll.
19 again.
19.
Ooh, there you go.
22 for Elma.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Rita.
So as you finished up, you're walking away, and you distinctly hear one of them say to the other, "I can't wait till she's back. I'm tired of not being able to go inside."
Oh. I said quietly.
Ah,
All right. I definitely think we need to get into that church because if they haven't been in there, something's going on there. I think that's where the ritual is.
Tell me you're not saying
I mean-
this out loud.
No, that's not
They
my
can roll
Farazan voice.
perception too, Jamie.
That's not my Farazan
We
voice.
have. I mean, we're also going out for dinner, so are we coming back when we're all full and logy after dinner? Or?
Yeah. It's like
It's the clams. It's light.
Yeah, it's a fancy place. They only give you
Clam
like 3
coma.
bites of food, and
Yeah.
then they sprinkle the salt on it, and that's
We'll
it.
have to
Right?
go eat tacos after anyway because we'll still
You
be hungry.
Yeah.
You get a silk dog bag like Khaldun had.
I forgot about that.
So you're gonna go just blow some time until
Till
dinner
din.
time with Volancher? Is that?
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
We are, but we've also been going for 2 hours. So if this is a good stopping point, otherwise,
Yeah.
I should think so. Yeah.
So
like we're getting there.
yeah. So you're heading back. I guess you're going to go back to Drunken Morkoth or what have you to blow some time. But you get maybe 2 or 3 blocks away around the corner from the temple. And it doesn't really require a perception check because it is done with a voice that is distinct and uttered with clarity and loudly. A spell is being cast.
Crap.
And we will roll initiative next week.
Ooh.
Excellent.
Sounds
All right.
like fun. I mean, possibly. Spectro is some undetermined amount of number of feet away from everybody right now because he stormed off in a huff.
Well, this is blocks away, so I'm assuming you kind of like got back together.
Yeah.
Unless you just like took off.
I mean,
maybe I don't know.
I'm not using.
Maybe I did split the party.
I got tiny little legs, but I do
All right.
use them extremely well.
Wee legs.
I'm very fast.
They're weak.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Next week?
Question mark.
Yes.
Next Monday. Yes.
I will be there.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
See y'all in a week.
All right. Have a good night.
Ah.
Yeah.
Bye. See you, coward.